KShar here, and my mission is to make Persian cuisine mainstream. Thanksgiving is here, and today I'm going to show you how to set an attractive Thanksgiving table, or any table, dinner table for that matter. I'm going to show you a modest one, but I will give you the choice and show you how elaborate it can go. First and foremost is your silverware or your flatware, and the different way that you want to wrap them. If it's very casual, this is I normally, if you have an elaborate Thanksgiving dinner, you always use cloth napkins, but I'm using paper today, and I'm also going to show you how to use the cloth. I put the silverware in here, and then I'll just wrap it with some decorative ribbon. This is, I'm showing you, this is if you want something very informal. If you want to make it nice, what you do, you just put the leaf right here. See what difference it makes. Make sure when you use the glue gun, put your glue on top of the ribbon. Do not put it on top of the napkins, then your guests are going to have a hard time taking the napkin out. This way, all they need to do is just take the ribbon off and it comes off. And this is another way. The way I do it is, let's see, this is the napkin. You put your silverware in here and wrap your napkins way around it. Make sure it's tight. Use any kind of a ribbon that you like. For Christmas, I normally use this kind. For other occasions, depending on the occasion, I use a nice ribbon to wrap this. You can also, what I use normally, I use a dry flower, dry rose or something. That's what, depending on what you have, and you just put that right on top of your ribbon. And to hide your mechanics, I'll just put this right at the bottom here. Right there. Or we just have this one. You have some fruits, like I have these small pomegranates. Depending on your mood, on the color you want to use, make sure, it's very important that all there is a harmony on the table. All the colors and everything match. So this is for the silverware. Now, if you're using, let's say that if you're using the setting up the table, make sure that don't use plates that have too many prints on them, because it's hard to work with that. I normally either use solid color, and depending on the table that I'm setting, it could be a table setting like this, or it could be all plain white. When you're using plain white, it really doesn't matter if your plates are the same color, your salad plate, your soup, or your dinner plate. But when you're using black, I'm going to show you different versions to see what difference it makes. It always looks nice if you have a contrast between the table, your plates. Look at this black one, and make sure that you never go like this, because it always needs to be at an angle. It always looks better that way. Or you can use the white, or I'm going to show you a black on black and see which one is more attractive. To me, this is the most attractive one. This one is the more elegant one, and this one is okay. And now, I told you about the flatware, I told you about the plates, and now about glasses. Depending on what you want to serve, if you are, for instance, serving wine, you can use wine glasses. If you're just serving drink, it will going to be the water, it's going to be short glasses, then it's your table. This is a small table. You have a choice. You can either cover the table, or if you have a glass table, just leave it glass. For occasions like this, I always like to have a tablecloth. And because of traditions and wanting to have something very classic, what I do, I use a tapestry of some sort and cover my table with that. And if I want to go all the way down, and this is the fabric that you don't want to have any food or anything on. So, because most probably these are either valuable fabrics and it's hard to wash. So I'm going to cover this with a tablecloth. Then in that case, it doesn't matter if it's a round or if it's an oval or whatever, you're just trying to cover this. So, and when you cover, you want the one underneath show. So you make this a little bit crooked. You let the part show that is not going to be dealing with food. Okay? Now what we need, the main thing is a centerpiece. If your table is too small, what you do, you try to set your centerpiece in a way that it sits up. First of all, you will have more room, and secondly, it's more attractive. So we put something like this, and we put our centerpiece right there. Normally, the way I serve my dinner, if it's at a small table and it's only 4 or a few of us, I use a small table and I set like a buffet style, and then everybody would just help themselves. Now the plates. Then you set the plates, and I always like to put the wrapping of the flatware on the plate, not on the side, because it shows better. And I'm also going to put a white one so you see the difference. I just want you to see the different variation and the way it is set. I never put your wine bottle on the table, or you know, the more elegant your. In this case, what I would do, could also put this up here and just put this in my plate like this. Sometimes you have salad fork, or you have a teaspoon and things that you want to have at the table. Make sure that you cannot wrap all of them, so there would be few that is always left. What I would do, I would put those on the side, or I would put them at an angle, or move this back here, put this right here, or you can have a for instance, a salad fork or something on the side like this. Okay, and then with your glass, you put it up here. Always try to decorate your table with something just more than plates or flatware and things like this. You also have your centerpiece, but make it very personal. So with that, what you do, always put something for your guest, a rose, a piece of flower. This gives them a feeling that they are special, and you have spent some time with them, and with these because of them. So always make sure that you do that. Okay, sometimes, especially at Christmas, what I do is every guest will get a small package from me. This could be a piece of a truffle or a nice candy wrapped in a box. I would put that on by their plate. Sometimes if I want to go even further, they each will have their name on that box. That it all depends how far you want to go. With me, I can take you where that you can't even imagine. But this is something personal and something how personal you want. Especially there are times that you have an intimate gathering. It's only you and your girlfriend, you and your boyfriend, or few guests. What you want to do at that point is make the table as personal as possible. So don't try to put everything that you have on the table because you have it. I know someone, they would fix their menu according to the silverware that they had or flatware that they have. So because we want this to be on the table. That's not how you set the table. You set the dinner table with the taste of what your guest like. You say, if you know your guest, and I normally, when I have a party, a dinner party, I would ask my friend, by now I know, for instance, Mr. So-and-so or Mrs. So-and-so, what is their favorite food of me or what I cook for that they like. So I try to prepare that and show them that how important they are. And one thing that I want to mention, please do not gather people. You go to everybody, this is a Persian custom that they go to everybody for dinner and then they throw a dinner and invite all the people that they owe a dinner to at that party. This is a disaster. You know, you always need to remember that your guests need to have as much in common as possible. So if you come in the kitchen to prepare the dinner, they won't feel alone in there. None of my parties, people are waiting to come to my parties. They all like my party, they enjoy it because I make them, the environment, the ambience is in a way that there is no other choice but to have a good time. So have a happy Thanksgiving, set your table the way that represents you and it shows how much you respect your guests. Give it time, don't rush it, few people, and more attention to the detail. Have a great Thanksgiving, love you all, and have a blessed, and God be with you all. Thank you.